DeepSeek hit frontier-adjacent results at a fraction of the cost. Again, a Harvard trial showed AI outperforming doctors in the ER. And the tooling layer is finally catching up to how we actually use these models. First, DeepSeek V4 and what it says about the shrinking gap. Then, a Harvard trial where AI beat doctors at diagnosis. Plus, Anthropic's Claude Opus 4.7 and its focus on reliability. Also, Mistral shipping remote coding agents from Europe. Finally, Simon Willison's LLM library getting a major refactor. DeepSeek dropped V4 this week, almost on the frontier at a fraction of the cost. That's the second time they've done this. If you're keeping score, a well-funded lab outside the US just matched frontier performance twice in a row. The discussion on Hacker News spent the week arguing about whether the cost numbers are real. Worth pausing on what this pattern suggests. The gap between frontier labs and well-funded outsiders is shrinking faster than the labs are publicly acknowledging. OpenAI's O1 correctly diagnosed 67% of ER patients in a Harvard trial. Triage doctors hit 50 to 55% on the same cases. This isn't a benchmark. This is a real emergency room, real patients, high-stakes decisions. The kind of setting where you'd expect human judgment to have the edge. That 12 to 17-point gap is the actual story here. AI outperformed working doctors in the room where it counts. Anthropic shipped Claude Opus 4.7. Stronger performance across coding, agents, vision, and multi-step tasks. The interesting part isn't the capability bump, it's the framing. Anthropic's announcement specifically emphasizes thoroughness and consistency on the work that matters most. That's a shift. Less about raw power, more about reliability. If you've been frustrated by models that nail a task once and fumble it the next 3 times, this is the problem they're naming. Mistral released Medium 3.5 with remote coding agents in Vibe, plus a new work mode in Le Chat for complex tasks. If you've been watching the agent race, this is notable. Mistral's Paris team shipped Medium 3.5 alongside the Vibe agent's announcement. Worth watching. A European lab landing in the same product cycle as US labs. Simon Willison released LLM 0.32A0, a major refactor of his Python library for working with language models. The old version modeled the world as prompts and responses. Send text, get text back. The new version models conversations with tool calling built in. The way people actually use these models now involves agents, tools, and multi-turn context. The foundational tooling is finally adapting to match. That's the week.